Good morning from Walnut Grove. Back on June 10th, we asked PG&E to come visit Rio Vista and talk power. While it was informative, I thought it would be great if we expanded the reach of their message and to be on site to see up front and personal what they're doing to improve service and reliability in Rio Vista. I'm joined here today by Councilmember Lisa Duke, who wanted to learn more and to come out and see the site, as well as Clay Merrill, who's our government relations expert, and then as well with Brian Swanson, who is in operations, I believe it is, correct?
Yeah, operations specialist.
Right. And so I have lived here in Rio Vista for 21 years, and certainly over the decades, power in Rio Vista has definitely improved. But I get a level set when I talk to new residents who have moved from bigger cities, and they say that I've never seen this many power outages. And that's when it level sets me and realizes that we have a ways to go despite all the progress that has been made. So again, I'm pleased to be able to speak with you, Brian Swanson. Maybe we could talk a little bit about the challenge that our town has experienced, and then maybe talk about some of the solutions that are going to be happening over the next year or so.
Sure, yeah. Well, first off, I just want to say that we've heard from your constituents and your residents as well. I'm in customer relations, Clay is with local government affairs, and we handle customer complaints and escalations about reliability. And we're basically your advocates for Rio Vista. So
that's appreciated.
We take your escalations and concerns and we raise them up to our leadership. And Clay and I myself were able to get some funding and get some good reliability projects. Several, like a lot of projects to improve reliability in Rio Vista. So I talk a little bit about the challenges we have serving this area. It's a challenging area to serve. It's a lot of the lines we have are in the middle of the fields. They're remote locations. Inaccessible sometimes, especially during big storms where there's a lot of rain or flooding. High winds in the area can cause reliability issues. The ground is unstable, so our poles tend to sink or lean over time. And I know your constituents and residents have heard us talk a lot about birds and bird-related issues. I know they're tired of hearing that, but it's true. There's bird migratory season is between November and April. And the birds like to perch on our lines, feed off the grapes, the vineyards, and the food in the area. And when they fly off the line, it causes it to bounce and sway, and that causes power issues as well. So a lot of challenges here, but we have a lot of work going on to improve reliability in the area.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah. So we've got one job currently under construction along Highway 220, as some people might know. But we're going to underground four circuits from the substations at Grand Island Road. So by undergrounding lines,
and that's the work that's being done back here.
That's work you see right here. By undergrounding overhead lines, we're eliminating the bird impacts and we're eliminating most of the weather impacts as well. So that's going to improve reliability. And the area around the substation is an area of concern for us because we do see a lot of bird impacts in this area because there's grapes and there's food, and a lot of birds tend to hang out here. So by undergrounding lines in this particular area, we hope that's going to have a big impact on reliability. Project number 2 here is we're going to wreck out and remove 7 towers to my right here. And by eliminating these towers, again, we're eliminating an overhead perch over a vineyard. So the birds won't congregate there any longer, and hopefully that's going to improve reliability. 3 is already completed. We rebuilt a line along Grand Island Road. So new construction always improves reliability. But the main thing is there's an 8-mile segment of what we call a double circuit. So this pole line shares 2 circuits, and we're going to separate the 2. So what was happening is birds were perching on the top circuit, and when they fly off, they cause the line to bounce, and it would impact the second circuit on that pole line. So we want to split them up to improve reliability. We're going to reroute one of the circuits along Poverty Road down to 160. That's new construction, and then next year we're going to rebuild the other line in its place, going down this direction.
Will there be any downtime during these periods?
We try to eliminate that by rerouting the energy to other lines, but it depends. We may need a planned outage when we're de-energizing or re-energizing a circuit we're working on. So that's possible, but we try to minimize that as much as possible. And then another important project is right here. There's a line that crosses the Deepwater Canal. Recently, Rio Vista had an outage. It was about an hour long. It was a hot day. And on a hot day, when people are using their air conditioning more, it loads the circuit, and our line tends to sag a little bit. And when there's ship traffic, what happened on that particular day, there was ship traffic along the canal, and we weren't comfortable with how close the sagging line was to the ship passing over or underneath.
And so to be clear, this is not actually a bridge. These are overhead lines that are flying over the river.
That's right. So we proactively de-energized power on that day so the ship could safely cross underneath our lines. So this job is going to increase the height of that that canal crossing to avoid that happening in the future.
Great. And then as well, so that wraps up these two lines come back together over here, and these are the lines that service downtown Rio Vista. This line is what services basically the rest, everything north of Highway 12.
Yes.
I had spoken with a PG&E retired individual, and he had mentioned during the last outage that they're also doing some work out on Highway 12 to bring power this direction as well. Maybe you could elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, so Rio Vista has a new development in this area to the west of the city. And I'm not sure how our engineers are going to design the job to provide electricity for that new development, but we do have a line west of here coming in from Fairfield. So if we could connect that line to your new development, that's going to give Rio Vista more capacity for future growth and more redundancy. So it's another circuit coming in to provide another layer of reliability for the city. So all this work plus the new development, it's going to really improve reliability for Rio Vista.
Great. So actually, in fact, having more houses will enable you to finish off projects like that, which will increase or allow us to have redundancy and increase capacity as well, which will help business as well as we bring more businesses in.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, well, this has been a fantastic summary of what's going on. Again, Clay Merrill has always been very informative whenever we call him up. Councilmember Duke has called him. I've called him. We've always get the answers when we need them. I was the one that reached out to Clay Merrill and asked him to come out and do something on June 10th, which you jumped on board and you actually brought out, and you're not on camera, but brought out something. It must have been 20 people came out. So you absolutely are on board. I understand that the fires and some of the catastrophes that have happened in recent years have really pulled a lot of resources from small towns like ours, but we keep applying the pressure, and fortunately we have people that listen. We have a crew that listens, so we're really excited about what the future of power in Rio Vista. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.